So I've had my 2008 TDV6 Discovery 3 for just over 2 years. I paid £3,500 for it. It had 173,000 miles on the clock, and it had quite a few faults with it at the time that I bought it. So I'm going to detail every single thing that's gone wrong that I've fixed or had fixed on this car in these 2 years, roughly 12,000 miles of ownership. So the big issue that the car had when we got it was this high pressure fuel pump fault. Just going into meltdown, all the lights would come on and the suspension would drop, lock you in first gear, you know, the full Land Rover 3 Amigos experience. And the fault code that it reported was the P0087, low fuel rail pressure fault. Now I knew that this car had a high pressure fuel pump fault and it had been fixed by a reputable Land Rover garage about a year before I bought it. The previous owner told me about all of this. This then led me to overlook this as the potential problem. It was the high pressure fuel pump, and I ended up replacing it with a second-hand one for about a few £100s, and I did the work myself. A good couple of days work to do, but of course once you get the high pressure fuel pump off, you can have easy access to your glow plugs, so I changed all of those as well. Obviously replaced the rear belt and tensioner as well at the same time. So there were a few other things that I inherited, like you needed front discs and pads. It needed new lower suspension arms. I had this done at a garage because sometimes you have to cut them off with an angle grinder. I then did the rust treatment underneath, which I do with all old cars. I used fluid film the first year. I've now done that the second year with the Built Amber product. I had the air conditioning regassed. I replaced the fan belt on the tensioner. I replaced the front air springs. Steering universal joint. There was some steering play in the steering wheel. Anti-roll bar bushes, again very fiddly, and the anti-roll bar drop links. I changed the near side front CV boot as well. Again, fairly simple driveway jobs. Inner and outer tie rods, again fairly straightforward driveway job. I changed the rear toe links and bolt. I then obviously had the four-wheel alignment done after I did all of that suspension work. I've replaced the coolant. I did a machine polish and ceramic coating. I then knew it was due a timing belt change, so I've done the full timing belt and tensioners. I did it on the driveway, first time I've done a timing belt actually. Then I had the classic Discovery 3 brake pedal switch fault. Now this was hilarious. Basically, if this goes when you're driving around, it's a recovery job. Now this is just, it's a £10 piece. Thought, yeah, I have no idea how old the one on the car is. I'm going to buy one of these, I'm going to keep it in the car. But a week after I decided to keep it in the car, this thing happened. It's a bit of groveling about by the brake pedal, but I switched this thing out, put the new switch in and just carried on. So on the second MOT that I had, it had a wheel bearing advisory, so I changed that. So then I had the rear tailgate switch go. So the other issue I had with this car when I first got it was shuddering under light load. People say just use this product called ShudderFix, and you can put that into the gearbox just by disconnecting a hose near the radiator in the engine, dribble it in, takes ages, but you can get it into the gearbox that way fairly easily. So I did that and it solved the shuddering, and it's lasted almost the full 2 years, and I've just got another symptom come back now, which is a fluctuating revs, again under light load about 40 miles an hour. So I put another tube in and it has solved the problem. I know of a lot of Discovery 3s that have done a lot of miles, and I'm hoping mine's going to be one of them, but who knows. For £3,500 it doesn't really matter.